Happy Monday. Thought I'd give you a little behind the scenes, a little bit of social media content here for all of you. But what goes behind the scenes when I create a training program for a customer? So, I've created three core offerings, one being my servant leadership training, one being my sales training, sales behavior training, one being my prospect behavior training. And then I do strategic planning for organizations. I do executive coaching and consulting. I do keynote speaking. I do customer service strategy, sales and marketing funnels. But training, sales, twofold, sales behaviors, sales prospecting, and leadership training are the three training programs that I offer. They're full-blown for multiple people. Here's what goes on behind the scenes. So, I've built those trainings over 20 years of my career, training courses. And everywhere I worked as a senior leader, I tweaked them. And then when I went into my own business, the challenge was, okay, they were all very industry specific, but the behaviors applied across all industries that I had worked in as a leader and at all levels. How do I take that out now and quickly turn it over and customize it for my clients based on their sales targets as an example, their leadership values as an example, their mandates, their missions, their vision, their values, the language in their lunchroom. How do I get all of that into the deck, the language in their industry, so they can be successful in their specific silo? And so that was the biggest challenge. So I went with my training programs and I created a customized portal for all of those. And the approach I take is when I do a proposal with a client, I really try and figure out what you're trying to do. Are you trying to add new accounts? Are you trying to drive new revenue? Are you trying to build more leaders and promote? Are you trying to reduce churn from your leadership skill? What does that look like? And I interview stakeholders in that proposal, and then I customize a deck. My goal is to leave you with your own branded training, that you have a trainer who can manage it after I go. No need to keep bringing me back. There's enough clients out there that can take value in this training that I don't need to be constantly coming back because I hoard the information. I want to share it once you've engaged me the first time. So I'm now working on a new client. Right now I'm working with a customer called CNB Computers. Training them on Wednesday and Thursday this week on both training, the sales behavior training and the prospecting training on separate days. So I interviewed all the individual stakeholders and I was able to come up with a customized deck. What I normally do is send that deck back after I've interviewed all the stakeholders. I can brand it, in this instance for CNB. And as you go through it, there are languages in there, imagery from them, their sales targets for this year. I won't share that information, obviously, how they want the customer to be treated and prospected and then sold. And we can customize those 5 key behaviors that I train in both of those trainings for your organization so it sticks and it works with your client base. And I usually, of course, provide a cheesy free copy of my book if I have any available. It's not in the contract. It's a nice added bonus. Okay. And I put that all on a nice branded piece where the participants can take it away and they can refer back to it. It's one thing to sit in a training room for 8 hours a day for 2 days, as an example. It's another thing to retain all that information. And so I leave you with it. And the team members can take it back and go, oh, what did he mean by connecting? And where can I research to find out about the prospect? And what were all the tools and avenues for that? And how do I ask open-ended questions? And how do I overcome an objection? And all the fun behavioral stuff that we train. And that's all in the deck so that your participant can go back and get it. And then when everyone's successfully done, I create a little certificate of completion. So in this instance, this gentleman hasn't completed it. It'll be Wednesday and Thursday, but obviously I print them in advance. And so I can give you a nice branded experience so I come across professionally. I take your organization seriously. I customize it. I want to make sure it works. But also you can take it because now the training's branded under your brand and you can own it moving forward. So there's a little behind the scenes on a training week this week. Cheers, everybody. Hope you're doing great. If I can help, please reach out.